Hey everyone, how you doing today? This is Vincent Anderson of Ozarks History. So happy you're with us today. We are going to have a little adventure for a few minutes. We're going to ascend this hill, go down the railroad a little bit, and we're going to walk through a tunnel. Are you ready for that today? Let's go. My, what have we done? We have gone up a bank, I think on the wrong side and direction. That was one of the steepest inclines I've ever been on. Plus there's so much loose gravel down there. I don't know if you can tell I'm a little winded. I will show you what it looks like down there. Well, I've kind of halted my trip here, make a few comments and see what happens. I think the train comes in about 2.5 hours. We're going to walk through the tunnel and just believe it's not going to be on the tracks when we walk through. If we do walk through, there's room on each side of the track that we can belly hug and we will be fine, and we'll still have 6 feet of clearance. So there it is. Let's keep walking. Well, gee whiz. I'm smelling a skunk. Pretty heavily. That's not healthy. Absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Jeez. That's not healthy either. Oh. I believe we'll take you up here to the small bend in the rail. This will be Fallen Ash Creek. It's beautiful through here. Folks, if you haven't been to Marion County, Arkansas, it's a chunk of rustic Ozark wilderness with some nice little towns. You got Flippin, Arkansas, named after the Flippin family. The Flippin Barrens, or the flats, or the plains, or the prairie, is just down off towards my right, where it begins, and it rose up on the flat, up to Flippin, about 1.5 to 2 miles up the rail. Then you got Yellville, Summit area, heads on out to Boone County, Harrison, Arkansas. Absolutely enjoy Harrison. When I first started teaching, had the opportunity my senior year to teach 6 months in Harrison, Arkansas at the school there. Absolutely enjoyed it. The worst thing about it was the hour commute to get to Harrison every day and the hour commute back. Still a beautiful drive. I didn't have to drive it much. Had a friend who's also a teacher. His name was Dustin Mayer. He drove. Oh, come on. Look at the fall colors here. Well, Fallen Ash Creek, as you can see, is a wee bit dry. We've had a dry spell here in the Ozarks this year. Oh, look at that. You see something like this as a kid, brings back thoughts of coon hunting, running up and down the hills and hollers through here. Let's get a gander over here on the other side. For those who have not been to the Ozarks, when you get a gander at something, let's take a look. Absolutely beautiful. And the highway is up here on the ridge. We fly by this area, don't even know what it's here like. I envy, absolute envy, the guys who get to ride on the train sometimes. They get to see parts of America that we never get to see. And there's our beloved tunnel. You can see straight through that thing. Well, that was a nice little journey through the tunnel there. A couple things about the tunnel. You never realize how much debris builds up in a railroad tunnel. It's pitch black in there once you get in the middle of it. I was stumbling over branches and leaves, getting dripped on. Water's coming down from the ceiling. Just natural stuff. Got down towards the middle, started getting a whiff of a skunk, and dealt with that all the way almost to the end. Just hope it sprayed in there, and I don't think there's a live one in there. We would have had a tangle, and I would be sprinting out, not just taking steps and walking out. I'd be sprinting out. It was a strong smell, let me tell you. It was it's a pretty strong smell. I've shot and trapped skunks before. For those who just got offended over me trapping, yeah, I used to trap skunks here in the Ozarks. They'll eat chickens and turkeys, did you know that? And they stink to high heaven. So that one, I haven't had the scent like that in quite a long time, since I think a skunk 20 some years ago sprayed my dog. I'm ready to go back through it. Right now, it's about 4 o'clock. I got less than an hour of good daylight, and so I think it's time for us to shovel off and head back in. Are you ready? Let's go walk this thing one more time. Let's go. I think I got another idea. I'm gonna walk back, and I'm gonna use the wide angle. I'm mixing up my video with the narrow and wide angle, okay? That's kind of amateurish. I don't care. And so I think it'd be nice to get the wide view as we go in to the tunnel in behind me. And so we're gonna do that just for the pure joy of it. Let's go. By the way, look at that. Would you just look at that? Little maple tree there. Absolutely beautiful. Got a sycamore tree in behind it, or beside it. Leaves are turning pretty brown on the sycamore. One thing I do like about the sycamore, it's got that leathery bark on it that kind of peels off, and in behind it's got that beautiful white. Oh, it's a hard wood. It's a very hard wood. I still like it anyway. Now the seedlings, the balls that fall off of the sycamore tree, they are a booger to deal with in your yard. I've got one in my back of my house. And then those leaves, they start getting big and they blow around. You try to mulch those things up with a lawnmower, My goodness. Yep. It's not fun. You gotta make a running pass at those things sometimes. So here we go. Oh yay, we get to deal with the skunk smell. It'd make me feel better if I just saw a dead body in there, but of a skunk, but oh well, we'll take what we get. Skunk smell's not gonna kill us. This railroad went through here starting in around 1900. They started surveying it and excavating it. There was one story. I'm going to cover a story here coming up in February. Ooh, a cool breeze is coming in. The temperature's changing. I love it. Back to what I was saying, there was a story that some guys were sitting outside of this tunnel while they were working to get their way through. And you know, guys, they were sitting around a campfire. They got cases of dynamite. I'm going to have to go back and pull that story up now that I'm thinking of it. Well, a case, some of that stuff went off. You just don't sit too near to a fire when you're sitting on a case of dynamite and you got kegs of powder. You just don't do that. So this railroad's been through here a little over 120 some years, a little over 120 years. Oh, the draft coming through. Now that's a temperature change right here in this holler. Technically it should be a hollow, I guess. Ozarks, we call it a holler because you can shout and holler in it, I guess. All right. Oh, little hickory sapling there. Look at that. Look at that. Love it. Then you got this sycamore tree sapling. I'll tell you what, it's not a sapling anymore. We're just about to call that a tree. Look at the colors on that. We got our brown, our green, our yellow. And it's stuck right there in the cleft of the rock with a little bit of soil. Reminds me of a song when I was a kid in church. He hideth my soul in the cleft of the rock. Yeah. You know, it's amazing on the survival of what little nutrients you get and how something actually can still grow. Look at that sycamore. I'm glad I got this wide angle going on now. All this stuff people would call sapling, scrub, and weed. I'm not so fond of the term weed as much. Wait a minute. Look at that. We got seed corn here. I don't think someone's feeding their chickens here either. No, 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 no. Somebody's feeding the deer. I don't think chipmunks are coming out here with a mouthful and depositing it for the deer to eat. My goodness. Let's go back here. Begins and ends here. Well, this is a train. You reckon they hit a bump here and some seed corn fell out of the train? Maybe. Oh, look here. Look what else we found. Oh, we found a spike. Do I need another spike? No. Are we taking it? Yeah, it's going in my pocket. Look here, they've plowed through here lately. That's good. I see it now. If a train comes through, you can run up here in the cleft of one of these things right here and belly hug this thing. Look at that. Oh, here we go. Into the darkness a little bit. Pretty soon. Oh my goodness. I had an uncle when I was a kid. His name was Uncle Jermac. I remember every so often I would be riding him with a truck or in a car, and we'd drive over a dead skunk or whatever. He would roll down the windows. He would even pause just to let that effervescent odor fill the cab of the truck or the car. The kids, we would just, oh my goodness, and he would just throw his head back and laugh. Honestly, oh my goodness. We got a log here. I tripped over that thing, there we go. You're welcome, railroad. Just threw a log that was in the middle of the railroad track there. Anyway, I'll be honest with you. 9 times out of 10 when I smell a skunk, wow, I think of those times as a kid of Uncle Jermac. Going, ooh, that smells good. Oh well, here we go. Best thing to do when you're in this town. It's darker than it seems then on the camera. It's dark. Best thing to do is just kind of keep your head up and you walk in faith. Look at the light and just keep walking. If you stumble on something, just believe that your reflexes are gonna pop in right there and you're gonna be okay. Oh, thank you, Lord. And we keep walking. That is a really stiff smelling skunk. Wow. All right. Hey folks, I'm going to mess with the camera here and see if I can pop you in a little closer to where we're headed. Now I can see the bridge, the railroad bridge across the White River, and the green and the brown and the yellow leaves. By the camera, you're just seeing light. Run to the light, into the light. We are so close. We are actually about 50 yards away. Let's change the view of that again. Back to normal. I had it three times. Let's just go back to normal. Whoa. Starting to see my footing again. Walk by faith, not by sight. Eventually, the confidence arises. There we go. Oh yeah. You're going to get hit with color here in about 15 to 20 seconds, I'm guessing, when we step out. Yeah, water's dripping here. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Ha ha ha! Friends, family, we walked it. Just love walking through tunnels. Should I do any kind of disclaimer? Never do this on your own. Always be with an adult or a professional. There's your disclaimer. And look at that. We keep on this railroad here. We'll go right up to the railroad bridge and cross the White River. Let's spin around. Magnificence of creation, even in a fallen, crappy world. It's absolutely stunning and beautiful, even though it's scarred and marred with sin and death. So you keep walking with me, I give you commentary. Maybe Ozark, maybe theological, but it's me. You know, they say there's a purpose for everything in creation. I've had a hard time with chicks and chiggers. I do know possum, the opossum. We don't say opossum in the Ozarks, we say possum. I know the possum eats ticks, but I'm downright sure if there weren't ticks to eat, the possum would make it just fine. That's what I'm thinking. A few squirrels running around. Barely can hear a squirrel barking in the background. Barely. Right out here is a field. That field runs parallel with the White River. Absolutely glorious, amazing out here. I've had quite a few emails sent to me that the teaching is good, but they want to see the outdoors of the Ozarks. And those requests are coming from, actually not much from the United States. They're coming from, oh, that must be a truck, not a train behind me, on that truck on top of the hill. Those requests are coming in from India, Philippines, Indonesia, Brazil, and sure, so we can go out. This is what it's like. Kind of overcast day today. We have the forecast of rain tomorrow morning, which not going to complain. Like I said, we've been hitting some dry spots here in the Ozarks. Folks, I've considered it, but I'm not doing it. I'm not walking that bridge. I'm 57 years old and I have a little bit more smarts, I think, today. Even then, what I even considered 3 hours ago. Oh, not gonna do it. Let's swing around. That's where we came from. Oh my goodness. Look at this brown stuff. Now that is a weed. Does not belong here. It's called Johnson grass. It's invasive. We don't need it. We don't need it. We're almost to the edge of the bridge. Pretty long video here with all the different clips and the takes. I'll set some of my equipment down here along with my spike. There it is. Let's pop this into 3 times. Okay, so now we're looking through the railroad bridge here at Cotter, Arkansas. I'm on the Marion County side, and if you see through the bridge, right underneath the top of the bridge, there's another bridge. That's the Cotter Bridge, built back in 1930. Let's get back out here. That's the Cotter Bridge going over the White River. If you have not been to Cotter, Arkansas, get yourself out of your seat, out of the bed, wherever you're at. Look up Cotter, Arkansas, C-O-T-T-E-R, Arkansas, White River. You need to get yourself down here. Absolutely. And right down here are the fine people who let me park on their land. This is on the Marion County side of Cotter, Arkansas. Let's get some campers in here. This is the White River Campground and RV Park. I am so appreciative of their hospitality. Listen, they have taken this RV park in the past year or so. Tell you what, I was really concerned. They have about how the shape was. They are snapping this thing back into shape, and I will pop up a card and get you the correct information at the end of this video. I want to thank them. They are so kind and generous to let us do this, come back on their land. They got a few camping spots. They need to rent those out. So just look them up. Bring your RV down here. On the other side, we've got some wonderful Airbnbs. I can remember right off the top of my head, we've got Potter's Block. The guy who owns it, his name's Jason. You need to look up Potter's Block also. I'll put the links down below on the video, so you can go. If you can Airbnb it, you can. If you don't have an RV, if you got an RV, come over here, jack it up, park it by the White River, enjoy a slice of the Ozarks here in northern Arkansas. One more look at gander here. Boom. So this is the path I refused to take, thinking I had a smarter idea of coming up to the side. This path is well packed, had some good footholds in it, and well, sometimes you just don't make the best decisions. I didn't take the path. I took the road less traveled and was pretty cotton picking proud of myself. And it was a mistake. So, oh well, that's how it happens. And so now we are looking, after we kind of came down the little embankment for the railroad and the little hill here. This is the railroad bridge from underneath. You can see the campgrounds in behind me, and then we have the White River. These pillars are pretty important in history because we're standing right at pillar number 1, and it goes 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Pillar number 11, I did a story, oh my goodness, I don't know how many years ago. I did a story on a guy named Lewis Collins. Lewis Collins is actually from Ozark County, Missouri. And he was down here, his brother was down here. They were working on the railroad. They were working up on these big columns. And we're going to do a video on him and just kind of do some honors on him, what actually happened. He actually fell off one of these top ones. Number 11 is stinking tall, and he fell off. He was crushed by his own weight on the rocks down by the river. He suffered for a few hours and he passed away. Actually, Lewis Collins, his family actually had land down in Mammoth, Missouri, in Ozark County, and their land was actually where I was raised at. And so every time I see these columns, I just go back and start thinking about that. It just kind of hits you in the heart. He's buried up at Gainesville, Missouri, at the Gainesville, Missouri, the cemetery up there. I've got some pictures I'll show you one of these times. But yeah, you know, we see these big old structures and we don't really think about what all took place and what happened sometimes. You know, some tough old people, tough people. Those people that put this stuff in, they were tough knots, as we would say. They were tough old knots, and that they were determined to take care of their family. So we're going to finish up here. I'll have a few more words down at the bottom and wrap this thing up for today. And now we're back to the White River. The river's been down a couple weeks, kind of low. They haven't been generating, but lo and behold, look at here, we're generating. We got water slushing around and twirling and churning. Absolutely beautiful. We'll go back. There's the railroad bridge. Okay, folks, that's it for this program on Ozarks History of discovering the tunnel on the White River going across Cotter and a little bit on the Cotter Bridge. Again, I would like to thank White River Campground and Cabins. This is their brochure. And I'm going to leave a link or information down below that you can check out these people. You need to come over here and take a look at this. And just very appreciative of what they've done for us today on their hospitality. And so, again, don't pull off stuff like this unless you know what the schedule is for the railroad, stuff like that. And if you're ever around a railroad and you see debris hanging around, reach down and pull it off the tracks. I'm sure they'd be appreciative of that also, if you just happen to see that. Thank you very much for Ozarks History. This is Vincent Anderson. We will see you soon. Bye-bye.